which will give you some for your data, then you can find this when you keep your cursor on this particular table, you will find these additional options. And these are something which will give you some more in features on your Excel, right? So basically it is always when you are entering data, when you are playing around data, so always it is recommended to convert your data into a table, right? So that you can find a lot of additional features for your data, for calculations and lot of things to be done, right? So to uh, make a data into a table, suppose this is the data, right? This is not in a tabular format. So if I click Control T, then it will create a table out of your data. The shortcut is here. Control T is the shortcut for it. And also if you want to manually insert the table into your Excel, then simply you can select the part of the Excel where we want to create a table. Go to the insert option. In the insert options, you'll have the table. Just if you click on there, it will ask you like which part you want to, which is the range which you want to convert into a table. Now you can have it. Just see, now it is a table which has been converted into a table. Suppose I will add here add a row over here, then automatically what will happen? This tabular, the table format will be automatically extended, right? So it is how you can create a table, but the benefit of creating a table, I'll tell you. That will help you in better way. So here the file, the table was created. This is a data set where for which we have created a table. Once you have created a table, this table design options has come up, right? I'll just remove the, these are some slicers which has been added. I'll just remove the slicers. So basically, when you have prepared a table and you have to do some sorting around the data, right? And if you have a larger data set, so what happens? Yeah, the next thing is that when you have a larger data set, when you scroll down along the data, the header row basically it disappears and it becomes difficult for you to relate that data, right? So in that sense, what we can do, we can create a, you can freeze the rows or column of the Excel file. Suppose I'll just go to this particular new Excel file. Here, just see if I am scrolling down, just see the header row is basically disappearing, and it becomes difficult for you to relate like which column depicts to which thing, right? So in that case, you can freeze the rows or column of Excel file. So how to freeze the rows and column of Excel file? Like you need to go to the View tab. In the View tab, in the you have a window option is there, right? So here you have the freeze span. So if you will, you have two options to use over here. You can freeze the top row, either you can freeze the top column. So if you will freeze the top row, then what will happen when you'll move scroll down? Basically, that first row gets remains intact. The header row remains intact. In the similar way, suppose I want to freeze the first column, then what will happen? When we will move to the right, basically the first column remains intact. So always you can freeze the either the first row or the first column. You cannot freeze a row in between, right? Or you can simultaneously freeze the row and column, then you can do it. Just unfreeze it. Suppose what you want to do, you want to freeze pans, then basically the header, the column and row both gets freezed. Okay. So freeze pans option, the first option, it simultaneously freeze the rows and column of a Excel file. Then then we'll as I told you, like that table, like what the table created, this particular table. Suppose you want to filter this particular file, right? You want to filter the values, like let me give you a scenario. Suppose what you want to do, like you have this Excel, okay, and someone asks you that there are two different parameters are there. There is a build location is there, and there is departments are there, right? This department, this is these are two different columns. And suppose someone asks you to filter the entire Excel based on this location and department. Then normal way what we used to do, we basically use this location field we go to the location field, we remove, like, suppose I have to identify who are the people who are in building 2 and who belong to the department of MK, right? Simply we'll click over here. First filter we apply, then we go to this department. We want to see only, okay, AC, we want to see, then we click AC, then we find this particular part, right? Suppose we have to filter again against 4 or 5 parameters, right? These are different parameters, right? Based on the location we filtered, based on the department we filtered, right? Suppose you want to filter based on multiple parameters, right? In that case, what will be the thing? Like we can use slicer. Slicer is a feature which gives you visual filtering for you, and it makes your presentation much more appealing, right? So if you have provided, you have converted the data into a tabular format, Control T. If you have converted the data into tabular format, then only you can I find the option of the slicers. You will go to the table design option. Here you can see the slicer, insert slicer. So you can insert the slicer, insert the visual filters for different columns, right? Data columns, right? Suppose I want to create a filter based on the department and location, right? I'll click on it. So now you can see, just see, this is a visual filtering, and it makes your things very comprehensive, right? Very appealing. Now just have a look at it. See here. Okay. Suppose now someone asks you that, okay, I want to see who are the people in building 3 and they belong to the HR department. You can see these are the people in building 3 and HR department. You can click on it and you can find the data filtered, right? In the similar way, suppose you want to see who are the people in building 1. Okay. And who belong to a particular department 80. And also, like, if you want to use multiple filtering, then you need to use this multi-select option. Like, I believe you can see my cursor. This is a multiple select option. You'll have to click on it. Once you have clicked, you can select, right? So now it is showing you 2 things. The people who are in building 1 who belong to the department 80 and MK. You can use it in your context. Suppose you are joining in finance, or like, wherever you are joining, I'm just giving you the context, the uses of the particular applications, particular features. You can use it in your context. Like in corporates, if you'll join tomorrow, then definitely these things are going to help you at some point of time. These are small, but useful, very useful, very important at some point of time, right? So this is like, you can use the filtering using the slicer feature, right? Then we'll select this particular data. Again, we'll go to the design. Suppose what just you have added some additional, you have duplicate values. Like, when you use data, basically you find a lot of duplicate values in your data, right? So in those times, what you can do to remove duplicates from your data, either you want to do it based on a particular column, or you want to do it from multiple columns, you can do it. So what is the process for doing that? Simply, like, when you have your data, just simply select the data, tools, right? So in the tools option here, you can see there is an option available called as, so in the tools option here, you have an option in the tools, right? So in the tools option here, you can see there is an option available called as remove duplicate, right? If you'll click on this, so it will give you just unselect. Suppose you want